The scenario is going to be Destruction. It is a 2015 Steamroller scenario. It includes Kill Box. You need 5 points to win. You get 1 point for controlling the zone, 2 points for dominating. You can't do either of those, though, until you destroy the enemy objective, and doing so will give you 1 control point. You can't do any of the scoring, though, until the second player's second turn. Alright guys, this is Malorian, and this will be a couple of reports that should be one that, man, I've been looking for this for a while, and it was quite an effort to make this actually happen. Haley3, looking into the rumors, she just seems great. And I play a lot of Maylock, I play now a lot of Mercs with Kayazi, and it really seems that with Haley3, you basically get both of those. With her temporal flux, you're increasing everything's defense. She's able to revive a ton of times. It's making, Maylock jealous. And so I really wanted to play these guys. So even though normally I would never buy things early at cons and spend the extra money, I just waited out. I just couldn't. Haley3 just seems like a crazy, powerful, and fun caster, and I really want to play it. Now, I did have a bit of an issue here where I guess my glue ran out, and all the glues I'd buy from other stores were complete garbage. I never buy the Games Workshop ones. They're garbage. But anyway, I did what I could to try and get these things together, and now I'm going to get here to play. Now, some of the pictures will be a bit blurry because there wasn't the best lighting in this room, but I really can't wait to see how Haley3 is on the table. So the first game here, I'll be up against Crix, and I'll be up against Asphyxious1. Not a caster you normally see, so hey, they'll be interesting for that too. So overall, this is actually jumping ahead. Maybe I'm so excited here, I didn't even take a picture of deployment, but I won the initiative, I wanted to go first, and the big thing here, guys, is that given the terrain, I really felt that my Storm Lances had to be on the left flank. Because at least there at the wall, they can kind of charge through. Now, there is Ghost Walk, which is great to have in this. And so, looking at this here, if he goes to the other side of that wall, thinking like, haha, you can't charge me, well, future Haley will just put on Ghost Walk, and I'll just go and do it. But either way, the way that I kind of unpackage this list is that Haley here charges one of the Precursor Knights, kills it, whatever, I'll bring it back later, and then I bring back the other two Haleys, the future and the past Haley. Now, normally I should probably put up Temporal Flux too, but I mean, I'm not going to be shot or anything, so I really wasn't that worried. Otherwise, the biggest worry that I got going in this game, guys, is way on the right flank, and that's actually going to be the Bile Thralls. Now, normally there's like a min unit, and you shoot those off. It's not really that bad if you pay attention. There's 10 of these guys. So, yeah, I'm going to make sure these things die, because even though the Precursor Knights are, could be Defense 16, Armor 19, they'll still be automatically hit and be corroded, and it's just bad news for everyone. So just in case something does go in the Precursor Knights, they ran up, they got tough. Of course, the Gallant gets a free focus, so he runs up too, and I'm just waiting for him to come to me. So this is what he does. A lot of his stuff just runs up. He does run up an Arc Node on the left and arc a spell through it onto one of my Storm Lances. Rolls pretty bad dice and does like 1 point of damage, so pretty bad and unlucky for him. I mean, it didn't really matter because I could have revived it anyway. But what he kind of did here is Deathjack didn't really move up. His Knights are on the left, and those are actually Bane Cav. He's using the Soul Hunters to be the Bane Knights or whatever, the Bane Riders. But if I go after them, then I think his idea is that then Deathjack will come across at me, but I believe that I can take out those Bane Riders and kind of bog down Deathjack as well, but we'll kind of see. Either way, again, the biggest priority I have is shooting down all the Bile Thralls. So on my turn, it's fairly effective actually. So on the right, I failed to get past armor a couple of times, so I only kill 5 of the Biles, so that's something. I bring back, well, of course I keep both Haleys, I put out the Temporal Flux, I revive the one missing Precursor Knight. Otherwise things are really just holding back because I don't need to dedicate yet. On the left side there, the little riders, the Tempest Blazers, they go up and they do a little bit of damage to Deathjack. I think like 8 boxes or something. And then I charge in with the Storm Lances. And between the assault shots and the charges, I wipe out all the cav. So that's awesome. They're gone. And then my dice explode. And I also kill the Arc Node. I really just want to be there and in the way. And now it's like, yeah, might as well kill an Arc Node too. So attrition-wise, this is looking great. So on his turn, he does a little bit more damage to me. The Biles move up, and then what they do actually is they start spraying the objective. So it gets, it's about half dead, it's corroded. If he would have got some big spikes, he could have actually got some scenario going already here. But I wasn't too worried about that because I know after this turn, I'm going to be swarming the zone. Otherwise, the Pistol Wraith on the right shoots down one of the Gun Mages. On the left, he's going to be putting Parasite onto the the Storm Lances, there you go. And then after that's on them, the Deathjack is able to come in there and kill one of them, and then as well the Pistol Wraith shoots down another one of them. Tartarus moves up just to be annoying, and otherwise the Knights are kind of hanging around too. So looking at this, again, those Bile Thralls have to die, have to, and then otherwise I'm going to have to kill Tartarus. I really want to kill Deathjack, and I'm pretty sure I can do it. He did heal himself up like 3 points after killing my guy, but with all the shots and things, I should be able to kill them. So on the right side, Corrosion keeps on going, does another point of damage. I upkeep both the Haleys, same type of thing. I revive up my guys to get back here. Temporal Flux is back up. I go up first my Tempest Blazers, and they try and shoot the Tartarus to get rid of him, but I just can't hit him. With him being in a forest, I need like 8s to hit, and it just doesn't happen. So I have to go then with the Cav, and they're all back now, my Storm Lances, and when they charge, one of them is able to kill Tartarus, and then the other 4 are able to kill Deathjack. So the left flank is pretty much just completely collapsing for him. I could have actually dispelled the Parasite on my Knights, but I just didn't really have the focus to do that, and I didn't want to pop my feet yet. Meanwhile, on the right, I shoot down all the Biles, and then the Precursor Knights charge in. He makes some toughs and things, but I don't really care. At this point here, now they have Dirge, so those within range of one of my models, and that's why the one Haley is pretty far up there, the past Haley, then they'll be defense 16. If they're more than 5 inches out, they'll be defense 14. So, not too bad, and of course, I can always revive. So, really crappy picture, but what I want to show here is that he comes in here to hit me with an AoE, boost the hit, and he only needs like a 5 or something silly, but he rolls triple 1s, so I felt kind of bad for him. After that, he pops feet. His feet doesn't really do too much. Kills a couple of precursors. Of course, he gets his focus back. Does more magic at me. The Pistol Wraith also shoots. So I go down to just 2 cav. It would have been nice for him to kill off all the cav, but now with those 2 there, he's kind of in a lot of trouble. Meanwhile, the Pistol Wraith kills 2 more of my Gun Mages, and then he actually puts Scything Blades or whatever, Scything Touch, onto his Banes, so they actually do a good job hitting my Precursors, kills off more of them, but looking at this, guys, now the attrition is just going to completely swing, where he's going to be losing a lot of stuff, or I could just kill him, because, he's not camping anything. So that's what I do. I pop feet, come over here, raise up all the cav, do some shots into Asphyxious, but with the actual cover from Deathjack, don't really do anything. But of course, then the Knights all charge in, and Asphyxious goes down. And man, guys, this is awesome. With Maylock, I always love raising up Gators and getting crazy charges, but doing this with Storm Lances, wow. Yeah, this is really deadly stuff, guys. So, I had time for a second game, and this guy now is actually going to be playing Menoth, and I'm going to be up against Severius. And this list is going to be causing me a lot of problems. First of all, there's a lot of AoEs, so screw you and your defense, because I'll just hit you by scattering. And then even though the power of that normally gets halved, well, between Battle and Eye of Menoth, then you add 3. So all these blasts are a pretty big deal. If I wish to shield wall, then the Vindicator would love just to shoot me and put me on fire. So yeah, that's kind of an issue. And as well past that, Severius can pop his feet, and if he catches Prime Haley, then next turn I have no focus, and I can't bring back or keep up my other two versions of Haley. So this will be a little bit tougher. Alright, so we're on the same board. Turned out we're on the same sides. He won initiative, so he'll be going first. One proxy to point out will be the battle engine. Clearly, that's going to be the Menoth one. We just didn't have it here. But that's also going to be an issue, something I'm going to want to take down. But, yeah, same sort of deployment for me. The gun mages really aren't going to do that great against the Temple Flame Guard. But I didn't really have a better spot. They're probably just going to be pushing Jax out of the zone, if anything. Alright, so he gets first turn, everything runs up, he puts up Eye of Menoth. One mistake he made, though, is that instead of running up with the Temple Flame Guard, he just walked up and went into Shield Guard, losing, 6 inches of movement. So, not the end of the world. Like, if he would have done that, I could have gone up and done some snipes probably onto him, but this is going to come up later. So on my turn, I really had to decide whether I want to hold back, but I don't think there's any reason for it. I want to get in there, and because I want to try and lock him out of the zone if I can. So I try and space out. I put tough on the unit. Same thing with the Haley for unpacking. I charge up, kill a precursor, bring out the other two Haleys, put up temporal flux. Otherwise, everything is running up, spreading out, and hoping not to die too badly. So on his turn, he starts shooting at the Gallant. Now, I knew the Gallant was going to get hurt, might lose a few systems, but I was going to go up and fix it with a Tinker and charge in and be happy. Well, look at this damage roll, guys. I mean, this thing is just cranking me triple sixes. Yeah, Gallant's in a lot of trouble. And after all that, and the auxiliary shot from the Vassal, yeah, Gallant is already down. That is horrendous. That's not something I want at all. Luckily, I made up for that by making a good number of tough tests, so that was fantastic. And, yeah, his Temple Flame Guard go up and they shield wall again. He kind of spaces out his Exemplars on the left, trying to protect his battle engine, and the battle engine went for the whole door thing. So, with that, I need that thing dead. I can go up with my Tempest Blazers, shoot down the Exemplars, but if I do, those pop out of the door and come at me. So what I'm going to do is revive up my precursors, charge that thing, take it down, and hopefully it'll be enough. So really crappy picture, guys, sorry, but basically what happens here is I go up, I pop my feet, I actually hit 2 chain lightnings from past Haley onto the battle engine. I mean, I can cast it twice, both of them are automatically boosted for damage, so got a little bit of damage there, revived up 3 more of the precursors, put up the temporal flux, they all charge in, and one hits the objective pretty good, the other ones hit the battle engine until it's destroyed, so that's awesome. Otherwise, then, I really just go up with the Tempest Blazers. They destroy the objective and then shoot down a few of the Exemplars. Then the Storm Lances charge in, kill all but one. So again, this left flank really crumbling quick. And then otherwise, the rest of the precursors just ran up the block. The gun mages ran up to block and keep them out of the zone as well. I put tough onto my precursors, and that's really it. So I'm going to be scoring 2 points here. So now it's 2-0. Alright, going on to his side here, and so what he's going to be doing is on the right, he's going to do a little bit of stabby, kill off some guys there. Then the Vindicator's going to come up, do a Thresher, kill more guys. That's going to open it up so that his Reckoner can charge one of my Blazers there. But I mean, at defense 17 from melee and defense 19 from shooting, yeah, he doesn't actually do anything to that guy. So it's pretty bad. He puts Defender's Ward up onto the one Exemplar. He's just there just to be in the way. I believe he killed one of my Knights as well. But the biggest thing here, guys, is that he had to make a choice with Severius. Severius could either stay behind the safety of the wall and then feat and catch both my Haleys. Now, that's good. It's not the prime one, so I'd be able to upkeep my Haleys and keep them and stuff like that. But it takes Revive off the table for a turn. Because remember, Revive is on future Haley, and I can't cast it on Prime Haley until the other versions cast it first. So that'll be a problem. So he decides to not move forward, because moving forward probably would mean death between the Storm Lances and also the Blazers. So he stays back there, catches both the future and the past Haley, and of course he's contesting the zone with 2 of his Jacks. So on my turn, I am going to be able to clear this out. I can't revive, but I will be able to dominate and make that Reckoner just walk out of the zone. Otherwise, the gun mages will just push out the Vindicator. That'll let me get another control point, and then hopefully I can just jam enough that he can't really come back. So to make everything work, I had to let past Haley go, also taking one from the Squire. That allowed me to boost a domination. I trigger it, hit it, it walks over, actually kills that Exemplar, so that was awesome. Then past that, I put up Temporal Flux. Now, a mistake I made here, guys, that future Haley was supposed to move up to share around that Temporal Flux goodness, but I forgot to move her, so what are you going to do? Otherwise, then I have the gun mages come over and they push the Vindicator way out of the zone, really getting some big pushes there. Otherwise, I go in Shield Wall and I put up Dirge, and the last remaining Precursor Knights go up to jam. Actually, before that, the Blazers went up and they did some shooting just to kind of start hurting the Reckoner, and then they fast cav up, and I forgot about Defensive Strike, so one of them died to the Blessing of Vengeance just from a Defensive Strike. But then past that, then the Lances charge in, do some pretty good damage to the Reckoner, take out its weapon, and yeah, now we're sitting at the scenario being 3-0. Haley's not behind the wall anymore, but between the concealment and the temporal flux, I am at defense 20, so I'm feeling pretty good. Alright, so on his turn, on the right side, he does some stabby, clears out some things. Vindicator comes up, and he boosts and kills a couple of guys, gets them out of the way. That lets the Blessing of Vengeance get into the middle of the zone, and he arcs a spell to try and kill future Haley. Now again, defense 20 is great, but he also has, Eye of Menothop and all these things. But luckily for me, the boosted to hit misses, so that's fantastic. But it's not great that the Blessing is in there because he's a character jack, so I can't dominate to push him out. And I only have 2 gun mages, and unless I roll double 3 again, they're not going to push him out either. Otherwise, the Reckoner actually hits. He was only rolling 1 dice to hit, but then rolled a 1 for damage, so he failed to kill the Stormlance at the top. That was actually bad for me, because if he would have died, he would have been a better thing to do revive on. So, looking at that, I was wondering if I should try and find a way to kill off my own Stormlances so I could revive them into better spots. Instead of reviving, I could also go and just put on the Ghost Walk. Then I don't take free strikes. Hopefully I can destroy the Blessing. And then, after I looked at this for a while, I realized, I could just revive gun mages. So with that, I just revive a couple of gun mages. They come down here and shoot, push, and he goes right out of the zone. And so otherwise, Haley is in the zone. I dominate, and I win 5 points to nothing. So there you go, guys. 2 games with Haley3, and I gotta say, I love her. She is a lot of fun. She has a lot of different things she can do, lots of options. But man, I know a lot of people like it with the trenchers and getting the clouds and all that stuff. Screw it. I don't think that's necessary whatsoever. I say just take all these other things and run Signar Kyazi. Get that defense up there. You could do things like with Nis Hunters and Rupert and Murdochs. You can revive them. Then their defense 18. But you don't even need to do that. I mean, they don't have to worry about Murdoch dying. I even thought my Blazers could be a frontline unit, right? My Blazers could be defense 18. They have gunfighter. I could be reviving them. I mean, wow, this is this cool balance between playing Signar guns and getting Kyazi and playing Maylock. This is legit. So I gotta play this list more. I literally can't think of anything I'd want to change. I mean, maybe the Gallant, but the Gallant, again, defense 15 jack, pretty legit, free focus, shield guard, it does some pretty good work. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Let me know what your thoughts are on Haley3 and on this list, and we'll catch you later. Bye.